Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, and thank you, Mr. Liu and Ms. Wu, for being here with us and for your willingness to serve in this capacity and for all the work you've done in public service. I wanted to talk a bit more about the Employment and Training Administration at the Department of Labor because I think it's so important for helping employees get the right skills for good jobs and helping employers find those employees who've got the right skills for the jobs. And I wanted to ask Ms. Wu, particularly about a program, Youth Build, which engages at-risk young people to help them get their first job or to enroll in college, giving troubled youth an opportunity to learn the skills needed for a good job has proven to be a cost-effective investment in our future. Now, we have 11 Youth Build programs in Massachusetts, but they are forced to turn away 2 out of every 3 applicants. Nationally, these programs are turning away about 19,000 applicants a year because of inadequate funding. I'll work with my colleagues to try to get adequate funding for the program, but the ETA will be limited to what it is that Congress appropriates here. So, Ms. Wu, I wondered if you could discuss federal funding, if you could discuss how it can be used to leverage private dollars into this system, and how it is we ensure that every dollar is being used effectively.
Thank you, Senator. Youth Build is a very important program, as you said. There are certain populations for whom they face particular challenges in getting good employment, good skills, good jobs, and I think that's a very important role for the federal government, is to serve those populations. In terms of Youth Build itself, there is a match in the program, I understand, that can be in kind or in cash, and of course that's something we want to encourage. Federal dollars leveraging other private investments, I think, is a very effective way for the federal government to work. As you said, we do have some constraints on that, and we often can't serve as many people as we would like without additional funds from Congress. In terms of sort of the proven efficacy of these programs, this hasn't come up that much today, but I think it's really important that as we spend, we continue to evaluate. Mm-hmm. And I know the Department of Labor has been working on an evaluation here, and to your point about demonstrating that federal dollars are doing everything we can, I think we can learn a lot from those evaluations. I understand it's not complete in this particular program's case, but if I'm confirmed, when that evaluation comes out, I look forward to looking at it and certainly working with you and members of the committee to make sure this continues to be effective.
Good. Thank you very much, Ms. Wu. I think that's just really important. Mr. Liu, I was very much struck by your statement and Ms. Wu's statement about the importance of public service and what it means. But the Department of Labor or any other part of government won't be successful without good people to carry out its mission. Nonetheless, the last few years, we have seen a freeze on federal employee pay, a requirement that federal employees pay more for their pensions, and we have subjected our federal employees to a government shutdown. Now, I understand that you've done some work with the Partnership for Public Service on improving the operations of our government, and what I wanted to ask is, what will you do to ensure that the Department of Labor can recruit and retain an effective, diverse, strong workforce, especially given these constraints?
Thank you, Senator. Yes, you are correct. I've worked with the Partnership for Public Service, which I know many members of this committee are aware of, to encourage more people to come into the federal service, to provide greater opportunities for them to grow into the federal service. But you are right, the Department of Labor in a most recent survey finished second to last of all federal agencies in terms of employee morale. I know this is a source of concern for Secretary Perez, and if confirmed, I look forward to working with him on this issue. I believe, as somebody who has come out of public service and has spent his life in public service, that the greatest asset we have are the federal employees. They know best what works in the agency, and they actually know what does not work well. And so I want to engage the career leadership from day one, get their ideas. And as you recognize, these are challenging times to be a federal employee with pay freezes, with sequestration. That being said, there are agencies that know how to do this well, and I want to try to share some best practices with them.
Good. Well, I just want to say thank you both very much. You both bring a lot of energy and a lot of innovative ideas to these jobs, and I hope you will be quickly confirmed. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.